Let's start with the NBA.
Let's get it.
The preseason has started.
Sure has.
There is basketball going on right now.
Oh man, and some people are looking quite impressive.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you: have you watched any of the preseason games yet?
So I haven't watched them, but I do have them recorded on my DVR.
Oh, cool!
Like every single one.
Have you seen any of them yet? Do you have any legitimate impressions?
No, I only recorded it because my system records it on a series.
Yeah.
So it's gonna record the season for me.
The NBA.
So if I miss it, I can go watch it preseason. Don't really care too much about because we're only gonna see the starters for maybe a quarter or 2 quarters, and then that's it.
Right.
A lot of the starters will run half. But since the bubble happened, right, and the season just ended a month ago.
Yeah, they're taking more time off.
Certain teams, right, they're no starters. So, the Lakers, not playing. Chris Paul ain't playing. Miami, their starters ain't playing. So,
Let's talk about a team whose starters are playing a little bit. The Brooklyn Nets.
So, I can tell you that Kyrie and KD did look very nice. They did look very nice.
Damian?
But this is the thing.
Kevin Durant looks good.
Okay, so this.
You want to know what? You know what convinced me? He cut, bro.
But
he went out,
right, and then
went for the dunk, bro. Dude, he did the whole shebang.
So this is my first question that I have for you. What did you expect? You can't say you expected anything less.
No. Here's the thing, right? Anytime you tear an ACL, anytime you tear an Achilles. It's not just a physical hurdle you have to overcome. It's a mental thing.
Bro,
a lot of guys struggle with the ability to think that their shit's good. So they don't go 100% because they're fuck, what if I tear it again, or what if it's not healed?
Right.
Dude, KD doesn't look like he gives a fuck, bro. He looks like he's there to ball the fuck out.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me why.
Because he already got the injury and was sitting out and came back and tried to force it and just went right back out within 10 seconds. So his recovery period for that injury was more than other people get.
Well, that's true. He got because of the bubble.
That whole season of Golden
COVID,
State.
Yeah.
He got all of Golden State season, got hurt again, and just sat out. Then he got COVID, sat out that whole year, and now he's what? Dude, you haven't really played in a year and a half. You should be coming off popping and looking exactly the same. So to me, am I surprised? I'm not surprised at all. So to me, it's not really that shocking.
It was really cool seeing him ball out, though. He looks good.
It's good to see him back on the court.
Yeah,
I'll say that for sure.
Well, it's good to see him back on the court and not suck.
That's my
if he was out there and it looked rough, you'd be like, "Yikes, man!"
So this is the thing, though. Like you just said, preseason. Let's get into the season. Let's get you halfway through the season where we're 40, 41 games.
Right.
Well, it's 70 games this season or whatever since they dropped a couple.
Yeah.
Let's see how you're doing halfway through the season when you're playing these games back to back.
Do you think he might be you said, we've talked about this before, him having a year and a half off.
Right.
He's probably not even going to be on any restrictions or anything either.
No,
right? He's just going to be a straight up starter.
He can play now.
Yeah,
and so can Kyrie because he just sat out the whole time.
Right, which you and I both agreed was probably way longer than was necessary.
Just did it,
but he was
waiting for Durant.
Right.
Honestly, the Nets still pushed that to get into the playoffs. They still pushed that first round. If Kyrie would have been there, I mean, who's not to say they probably could have won?
Been there.
Well, let's just even say Kyrie by himself.
Yeah.
They probably could have won. Yep. I mean,
I agree.
But after that, right, you're probably going to lose because you don't have KD.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Kyrie's still weak as fuck for it. No, I'm not going to play it. Why not, bro? Don't be a bitch.
I agree.
You get paid all that fucking money. Speaking of, we have to add this, right? Because I know it's not in the topics, but he got fined $25,000.
For the media thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what happened with that?
He said
so Kyrie didn't attend a press conference or something, right? And he was
you know what he did?
He's I'm not. Oh, he said I'm not going to talk to Pons.
I'll give you the equivalency. He did a Marshawn Lynch.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Kind of. But before Marshawn said, "I'm just here so I don't get fined," he got fined
just not
for not going.
Up. That's right. Okay.
Right. That's what Kyrie's doing.
Is he going to start doing that?
He already did it. So
no. I mean, is he gonna start doing I'm just here so I don't get fined thing?
I mean, he might because all that's gonna happen is with the NFL, your fine doubles. It doesn't they don't add increments. It doubles. So he's at 25 now. 25,000. If you don't talk to him again, it's 50. You don't talk to him again, it's 100. You don't talk to him again, it's 200.
Oh my
you don't talk to him again, it's 400. Do you really want to get to the millions, Kyrie? You just might as well start talking, bro. Like, what do you mean you don't talk to Pons?
Well, you could
like,
do what
shut up.
Marshawn did and just say, "I'm just here so I don't get fined, and I'm talking to you
So,
guys, and that's it."
He can do that, but like the NBA rules and all that, it plays a little different, bro. He will still catch some shit. Like, bro, they ask you questions, just answer them. You had so much shit to say.
That's a good point. He never has had an issue with talking before, so like, why do you have an issue?
Why all of a sudden now you don't want to talk to nobody and your boys back?
Right.
Like you were talking about we shouldn't go play like it's Corona. I don't know why these dudes going to.
That's a good point. He was the biggest advocate for like not doing the bubble.
Now all of a sudden you don't got shit to say. Why not? Like what changed? Bro, you gotta talk, or your ass is gonna get taxed. I mean, he has money, right? So it's either gonna come from him or the Nets. I'm pretty sure the Nets gonna be like, you gotta pay that because you need to be talking. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure it'll get corrected, but I'm pretty sure Kyrie can push it at least one more time. 50,000 ain't nothing to him. He's getting paid. Yeah, even 100.
That also seems
wouldn't be that much to him.
You'd really pay $50,000 and to just like talk to a couple people?
I mean. They do it because they just have that much money, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
KD's kind of the same though, but like he should just do what KD does, like do the interviews. But if somebody asks you a dumb question, tell them that's a dumb question. Like, don't ask me that.
Or like, it's just honestly like, even if it's a dumb question, you just answer it. And like, if you answered wrong, you'll get fined, but it'll be like 2,500 or 5,000 for saying something fucked up. But just answer the question. Say like, bro, that's a stupid ass question.
Right,
but
that's dumb.
Blah blah
don't
blah
ask
blah
me
blah blah
that.
blah. And then just answer it. And then
that's the problem with journalism too. Is they're trying to play gotcha. Like they're trying to like get you to say some dumb shit. So, it's like you're not here to ask me questions. Like you're here to try to like make me say some dumb shit.
Players already know that though. So if you already know that, right? You already know all this is premeditated.
Yeah.
So just answer correctly. Answer in a way
or vaguely
that they can't twist it or do nothing.
Well, it's kind of like,
do
Bill Belichick, right? Like he doesn't answer shit. He's just like, we're just on the next week, man. Like we're on.
You know what I'm saying?
Cincinnati.
Keep it simple. Like just because they ask you a question that hurts your feelings, don't mean that you have to start expressing your feelings.
True.
Just cover it up and just say some simple shit and move along, dude. Like I was very angry, a little bit, because I'm like, Kyrie, you have nothing to say now. But you were just talking about, like, Durant's the clutchest teammate you ever fucking had.
Yeah.
And, like, all this shit. You had so much shit to say and talk about. But now when these questions start coming back from all the shit you said, you don't want to answer them. Because they bullshit questions. But you getting asked questions off some shit that you was just popping off saying a couple months ago. So now you want to be quiet? No, let's fucking talk, nigga. What you mean they a pawn? Dumbass, they just asked you questions from shit you said. Come on, Kyrie. And that's my boy, bro. Like, I really think him and LeBron would have won like hella championships if they would have stayed together. So I'm over Kyrie. I get it, bro. His ego is just too big. Like you good as fuck, bro, but you gotta chill the fuck out, my nigga.
I think you're right.
You gotta chill, bro. And honestly, you thinking bringing Durant in because he's kind of like you will help? Shit.
Actually, if I'm being real with you, man. I think it will work.
Man, look.
I was skeptical before. We even talked about them maybe having beef. Dude, I think when they start making magic on the court, bro, like I think. Well, here's the thing, right? We talked about this before too. Winning cures everything.
Yep.
And like, let's be honest, they're gonna win a lot of games, dude. Now, if they start losing, there's a lot of potential there for some bullshit.
So I got something for you.
I think they're gonna win a lot of games.
Cause you know I like to call stuff way ahead before people even think about it.
We're in the NBA preseason.
Right.
Say some shit.
Check this. It don't matter how good Kyrie plays because everybody already know how good he plays. If him and Durant don't get along playing, Harden will be there and Kyrie will be gone. Now, I do think for this season,
for sure,
Harden he'll be in Houston, bro.
So that was going to be my next topic, though. The thing that I find so there was a development and then something like literally updated like right before we started recording. So the first development in regards to Harden, just because this branches off from the Nets, is obviously for anyone who follows the sports world, James Harden wanted to go to the Nets, and Houston made a couple of moves. They brought some people in, like they did some shit to try to appease Harden, like to make him stay. Man. And Harden said he'd also like to play for the 76ers as well.
Yep,
and
but he opened that up late though.
And then no, that was first, and then he just announced. After all the moves are made or anything, he said he would also be okay with going to Milwaukee or the Heat.
Right.
So even after they made all those moves, Harden was like, I don't want to be here.
Bruh,
he was like, I want to get traded.
This is the problem with all that.
I will say this though. Let me just finish, and then you can say your thing. Harden showed up to practice today.
Well, I mean, does that mean anything?
Well, he said he was going to stall the NBA talks. So, like, he's showing up and he's doing his thing. I don't know if he's just leaving it up to his agent.
Bro.
And he's like, hey, man, like, you figure this shit out. You know where I want to go. Do your job.
Dog.
I don't know what's going on. But, like, he ended his holdout and he's in practice now.
You know why,
but he doesn't want to be there.
The season starts next week.
Right.
So, what is he going to show up next week right before the game? He has to come this week. So, I mean, that still isn't doing anything.
Out.
Right. Him coming this week doesn't mean nothing.
So you think he could still, like, miss games?
He's still not trying to play for them. But, I mean, at the same time,
that's what I'm saying, though. If they don't trade him, though, do you think he misses games?
He might miss a couple, but at the same time, I also think that he's watching, like, how the preseason's going, and John Wall and DeMarcus are balling. They're balling, like, straight up. The only difference is when Harden's on the floor, all that ain't going to be what it is.
Harden will be in
Harden's
control.
going to have the ball. So then we got to make that happen. So,
yeah, Beal, he put up like 21 or something, right?
Bill's going to go off.
I'm sorry, John Wall's what I meant.
Oh, John Wall
he put up like 20 plus.
And DeMarcus popped off. They both
Does
been
Boogie
popping
look
off.
good?
Boogie looks great.
That's good to hear,
he
man.
Looks great.
He's that's cool.
The only thing is for how long? I mean,
till he gets hurt again.
He always looks great, and then within a month, he lands weird and fucked his knee up again, like every time. Like literally.
Let's hope for the best.
I hope for the greatest.
And we're not even Houston
for him.
fans.
I'm not.
Just being real.
So I'm really cool with.
I like superstars, and I think whatever league you're talking about is better when all your stars are playing. So, like, it's like, I don't like the Golden State Warriors, but I'm still bummed that Klay Thompson's not playing. Right. You know what I mean? Well, but I'm also stoked that Steph Curry's back. Like, that's really cool. Like, it's going to be fun to watch. I hate the Warriors.
I live in San Antonio. Well, I live in Texas. That's really all I can say. So I feel like we kind of almost have the luxury of living, like, in California. Where there's like
we got the Mavs, we got Houston, we got the Spurs,
so
and like they're all kind of balling out.
You know what I'm
which
saying?
Is cool. Yeah,
I'm kind of like if the Spurs don't win, or Houston don't win, or Dallas, like I have at least somebody else that I want.
Well, I'll be honest. Like when the Spurs started to suck, I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna root for the Mavs, man.
Right? You got.
Well, at that time it was the Rockets, but now that Luka's here, I'm like, yo, I'm in Texas. Like I'm a fucking Luka Doncic fan, bro. So I've actually been playing with the idea of buying a Luka jersey. Like, and I don't like the only basketball jersey I have is a Tim Duncan jersey. That is the only jersey I have, bro.
I have a couple.
And that's from when I was a kid, so like it doesn't even fit me anymore.
Yeah,
but like. I'd get a Luka Doncic jersey, bro. I would.
So the only reason
before
why
anyone else, like I might even I'd even get a Porzingis jersey. Like I would, dude.
Right.
I would.
So I cheer for I like LeBron, right? So wherever LeBron's at, that's who I'm going for. But I do cheer for my hometown teams.
I mean, it's your hometown team, right? Like
it's because and
we got nothing else.
If San Antonio,
that's all we got, man.
Houston or Dallas wins a championship, I guarantee you, I will be in that city.
Fuck yeah,
partying with them.
And I'd probably get like a sweatshirt or something too. Yeah,
I'm gonna be partying with them. Yeah. I'm gonna drive down. They're only 3.5 hours away from us.
That, but just about, yeah.
If even that.
And some of you guys that you might think that's long, it's not for Texas.
Especially if you speed
not
it.
For Texas.
Wow, because we hit like 90, 95 on the highway. Yep. So that 3.5 is like 3 or 2:45. So, it changes. So you're right, Kaya. Go ahead, girl. Let them know. So yeah, I'm all good with any Texas team really winning, honestly, because I would just go celebrate with them. If a Texas team does not win, though, I gotta go with who I think will, and that's just whoever LeBron plays for. So, but at the same time, I feel like what can happen, bro? Kyrie gotta be careful. He gotta be careful. We already know it's like
media or like in general.
In general, period. Like the media look, that's not a good look.
Well, you want to know? So building off of what you're about to say,
not a good look, bro.
Building off of what you're about to say, he's kind of tarnished his reputation a little bit
because he won't stop.
Well, right is my point. Yeah, like you're right. Like before, there was a time where like even if he like said some shit or he did some shit, everyone was like, you know what, like it's Kyrie, cool. That's Uncle Drew, bro. Like he's doing his thing, no sweat.
Now though, it's like
it's become too much.
It's expected,
and everyone's just like this shit's starting to get annoying, and like I feel like even the people who are like Kyrie fans are kind of like, all right, look, dude, like you just need to play some ball, bro. Like. Shut the fuck up for 6 months, and then if you want to say some shit again, say some shit again. I'm okay with him
like talking and saying stuff, but like,
no, you're right though. It's every time though.
To deter like your teammates from wanting to play with you because you're literally
you're trying to win a ship. That's
you were in Brooklyn before KD went there, but KD's there now. You ain't the man no more, bro.
That's KD's
let's
team.
be completely honest. Kyrie, that is not your team, bro. That is KD's team.
I bet you Kyrie knows that too.
Yeah, but that's what he hates because he wants to be the man, but he doesn't want to leave.
But I will say this though, I bet you if there's anyone that he could respect enough other than LeBron to acknowledge that it's not his team, I think KD is like one of those only other people. I think
this is the problem though. If you're KD, right? And you're just be honest with yourself, KD, right? KD can say he's better than LeBron, but come on, man. He has to know that not
They're
yet. They're
different players.
He has to know not yet, right? He could be when his career finishes. LeBron's career ain't even finished yet. And he's crushing you, bro, and a bunch of stuff. So think about it in Kyrie's shoes, in KD's shoes. If Kyrie can disrespect LeBron like that, and technically LeBron is better, I mean, what is KD? What are his expectations? What do you really think about that? Like, to me, I don't think like Kyrie shitting on LeBron and hyping KD helped him. And that's why I think this whole talk about Harden going there became a thing because Harden don't go out and say stupid Kyrie. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie always does. So what's not to say that Kyrie won't come out and throw a jab at KD in the middle of the season? Right? I mean, yikes. Is that realistic?
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so if you KD, right, do I really want to play with this dude?
You know what's weird?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to be talking about basketball again.
Bro, it's sick. It came back so fast.
And came back so fast. Well, I think it's because you know so much about it. But before I've never I talk about it, but I've never really given a shit. Well, not true. I mean, I grew up like I said, I have a Tim Duncan jersey. I met Robert Horry. I got his autograph and stuff. Yeah. But
Yeah, I've only got to meet David, but it was still
that's still cool.
Sick,
you want to know what's fucked up? When I got his autograph, I was supposed to get Tim Duncan's autograph, but he ended up not making it. So Robert Horry stayed, and I was just
yeah. I've also seen Brent Berry too.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool. I used to work at Rudy's and where they stayed,
dude. I think about this so much because we only have the Spurs here, right, bruh? I think about Green Bay all the time. There are a lot of stories because Green Bay is a small town. Yeah, they talk all the time about how they'll just be at a bar and then David Bakhtiari will walk in and they're just what the fuck, dude? But to them, I don't even think they're what the fuck. They're just hey, this guy's here. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I think it'd be so cool if we had our own football team here, with stars and stuff, and they were just out and about doing stuff and we could just see them. There was that video of those dudes that saw LeBron on the highway in his really souped up car. That was really cool. They just saw him and they recorded him and LeBron was hey, and then he just took off, you know what I mean? I think it's so crazy to think that you could just run into one of those people. If I was just walking around and I could just run into Aaron Rodgers or Devontae Adams or fucking Zadarius Smith or some shit, sick, I would lose my shit, bro. I don't get starstruck about shit, but I think if I were to meet some of those guys, I legit would fanboy out a little bit. I'd be what the fuck, dude?
Oh, snap. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I think the lookout is Kyrie better watch his mouth, or Kevin Durant would be bro, give me Harden, and Kyrie can go. And then what do you do is Houston, right? Because you already got John Wall. So do you just get John Wall and Kyrie?
That sounds terrible.
But I mean,
they'd probably trade him again.
Right.
Try to recoup
or they bring him in, right? And then they send John Wall somewhere.
I don't think that's the right move, if I'm being honest.
If I'm gonna be honest, I would pick Kyrie over John Wall. He has a mouth,
but you gotta. Well, that's what I'm saying. You gotta worry about toxicity, though.
I do like where you're coming from because DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall played in Kentucky together in college.
Right.
So you can kind of.
I didn't know that. I'm just.
Oh, I got you. Though. I knew that. They already had the chemistry.
Well, from college. And that's a big deal.
And so they always said they wanted to play together. Now they have the chance.
Right.
And
they're playing together, and John Wall's not going to talk shit.
They're killing it.
Right.
They're killing it.
Couple of other pieces of news here. Melo is balling out. It's so cool, dude. Melo looked like he was down and out, bro. And he's coming back, and he's looking 2006.
Nope. You think about Lonzo. This is his brother.
No. Melo, not LaMelo. Melo.
Oh, Melo.
Yeah.
Anthony. Carmelo.
Anthony, right? Carmelo.
Oh, there
right.
we go.
Yeah,
okay,
my apologies.
Yeah,
I guess I have to make that.
Yeah, you have
distinguishment now.
You have to.
Yeah,
you
Carmelo.
Because
right.
LaMelo's in that bitch, and
the guy who was playing basketball before LaMelo was born, basically.
But LaMelo looks fire though, so you have to make that. Anthony, I think or Carr would be better because Melo, LaMelo's been. I don't know. I watch a lot of basketball, so they're both called Melo. Right. But when you said that, I'm going off of now.
Well, we're gonna talk about LaMelo too, man. but Carmelo.
Man,
he's looking good, dude.
Oh yeah, bro. He popped off.
Shit. He's looking good, man.
He popped off.
He's looking like the Carmelo I grew up watching back for the Nugs, bro. It's kind of cool, man. So I just kind of wanted to just acknowledge that Carmelo is still looking good out in Portland, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and I guess we could just go on to LaMelo. LaMelo looks awesome. He's running the whole fucking court like it's a fiddle, bro. And I'm a big fan of his behind-the-back passes. Those are pretty dope. You want to know something about LaMelo that I don't think that other people possess, and this is what allows him to be a good player? He trusts his teammates.
Well, I mean,
like he makes moves and stuff, and he's this guy's gonna be there. Like he's gonna do what I need him to do.
Man,
what's up?
He looks good, bro.
He looks great.
He looks good, dog. He looks really good, bro. Like we ain't really seen him shoot a lot, but he's rebounding and assisting his ass off.
He is. He had a game where he scored 0 points, but he had
11 boards. 4 or 5 assists.
Right, yeah. He had 11 boards and 6 assists or something.
He had 2 or 3 assists that were they were crazy, bro. It almost kind of reminded me of J Will. I'm talking about white chocolate. The way that he passes it
it's
and doesn't wear bro. He for real reminded me of white chocolate when I was watching the highlights. I was like, ooh, that shit was fucking pretty, bro. Yeah, but he's on and I think it was smart that he just went and played the little JBL bullshit, which is
overseas,
and then he went overseas and then came. So he did JBL, then overseas, and then he looked good. He looks fucking good, dog.
I feel that
he look like he gonna pop off.
So kind of branching off that, LiAngelo just got released by the Pistons, and we kind of talked about this a little bit before. You think they're all gonna unite in Charlotte? Is what you that's what you've said before. So I don't know if you still think that, but at one point you said you thought that they're going to try to get all 3 brothers to play together for Charlotte. So now that LiAngelo is available, do you think Charlotte picks him up?
It doesn't happen yet. It does not happen right now.
Okay,
there's no way.
Why is that?
Because Lonzo is not about to leave the Pelicans.
Well, right, but they can still pick up. They can still have 2 of the 3 right now. You see what I'm saying?
But so what it was, right? There was a lot of confusion with LiAngelo. He did get picked up by Detroit, but not for the team. He only got brought for the practice team, and in that case, he was going to be on the G League team, depending on how good he looked. So he didn't really the way that people were taking it is that he got drafted to the Pistons and he's on the bench.
Oh, that's the way
that's how
I
they
read
portrayed
it. Yeah, okay,
that's not how it
different.
was though.
Okay,
they and brought him on to be you can
and LiAngelo is the youngest.
No, he's the middle.
Oh,
LaMelo is the youngest.
Yikes.
And he looks the sickest.
Right.
Which is the problem. Because Lonzo should be balling out by now.
He has the experience, right?
He's doing okay. But I tell you right now, just this first couple preseason games with his brother off the bench, he looked better, off the rip. So Lonzo technically was supposed to be the best one. LiAngelo, he's the best shooter. He got if he catch it and shoot it, that shit money. LaMelo, though, bro, it's he got both of their games in one. Right. He can shoot and he can, pass.
Right.
It's Lonzo's a passer, LiAngelo's a shooter, but, LaMelo's a shooter and a passer. That shit is nasty, dog. I'm telling you, bro.
His highlights look good.
He's gonna get minutes in Charlotte. A lot of the rookies that get drafted, they don't really play that much unless it's, scrub time.
Depending on who you are.
LaMelo will be playing, dog. He will be getting minutes. Okay. I promise you he'll get some minutes, bro. Okay. He will get minutes starting at least based off what I saw, if Jordan is smart, because Michael Jordan owns them. If he's smart, he might need to talk to the coach and be like, bro, LaMelo got to play a little bit, bro. LaMelo got to get at least 5 or 10 minutes every game right now. Because he fucking look good as fuck.
I feel that. Yep. Okay. All right. We did briefly mention the Bucks. Giannis has not signed his extension yet, and it looks like his status with the Bucks might still be up in the air. Because he even came out and said that all of his teammates are putting pens in his locker.
Yeah.
So that he'll, like, sign the contract. So much so that, like, he's got, like, 20 pens in his locker, and he said it's getting kind of annoying. And he hasn't signed yet. So I wanted to ask you, why hasn't he signed yet?
Bro.
Like, is there still a chance that he could leave?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. So I get it.
And they can't sign both Harden and Giannis, right? So the idea is, like, you know, Harden said he would like to go to the. Well, Harden could take less, right?
If Harden went,
he would take less.
Then he would take less and he would stay.
Right.
But I can tell you right now, he already knows that's unlikely as hell.
And they said if the Bucks signed Giannis or Harden, they said if Bucks signed Harden, then, like, the Heat would be, like, one of the top suitors for Giannis. Like, something like that.
I think that if the Bucks got Harden, like, Giannis's best bet is to take his ass to Dallas and let them do away with Porzingis.
Or just take less money and play with both of them.
I don't think that makes sense.
Restructure Porzingis' restructure both of their contracts.
I don't think it would make sense to have Giannis and Porzingis.
You don't think so?
Not with Luka. That wouldn't. So you're telling me you're gonna start Luka, Porzingis, and Giannis?
You could have Porzingis on the bench.
There's no spacing though. Really, like Giannis is not a post player, right? And he can't shoot from the wing.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
Like they're like Porzingis would have to go. Which I don't think it's a problem, right? Because Porzingis is a good asset. You get Giannis. Now, Giannis to Porzingis, Dallas don't have to give more.
But then if that happens, you could pair Porzingis with Harden, though. And
that's nasty. That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's not a bad combo.
I don't think Giannis really is wanting to stay right now. Like, they got what? Holiday? That makes some sense. They got Bogdanovich.
I'm going to say this. If he wanted to stay, wouldn't he have signed already?
Right. I mean, they offered him the max.
Right. Why don't you sign the max?
That's because that means I don't. Nigga, y'all need to make the moves that I fucking told you to make.
And preseason's already started, so, like, what are we talking about?
He clearly said, so it's almost kind of like the approach, like, that a lot of other superstars take. I don't need a max, dude. I need other players. Just get them here. If you can't, I'm going to leave. And so
once you're making that much money, the difference between, like,
it doesn't matter.
$100 million and, like, $200 million is, like,
it doesn't matter,
like,
bro.
it's all generational wealth. You know what I mean? So he's like,
it doesn't matter.
Let's talk players. Like, the money doesn't make a big difference to me at this point. Right.
Spread the money around. And so that's why we see people like LeBron leaving and KD leaving and like all these people that are staying with these one organizations that they're getting paid a lot, but they're not getting nobody else to help them.
Nope.
Why the fuck am I going to stay here then? I do want to win at some point in time, so then they leave and they take pay cuts other places.
Right.
You see LeBron take a pay cut to go to Miami. You see Durant take a pay cut to go to Golden State, who already was sick as like you see all this shit happen. And that's why Giannis will take a pay cut, but nobody wants to live in Milwaukee, dude. That's just the truth. Like, let's be honest. Like, people don't
say that about Green Bay, too. They're like, sometimes it's hard to get free agents because there's nothing to do out there.
People don't take that into consideration when they
say,
like,
win a ship, though?
They're just kind of like, we'll pay you this money, though. But you have to think about your city lifestyle for certain players. Mm-hmm. Like, certain players are cool with it. Certain players are not. Like, what is there to really do in Milwaukee?
Like at that point,
you have Green Bay, right? They're kind of close, but I mean, other than that,
the Green Bay players, like, they go to like a bunch of like Milwaukee games and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
there's probably some affiliation there, but
it has to be because that's the only interesting thing you have with one another. You know what I'm saying? And as a Milwaukee fan, it's nice to see maybe Aaron Rodgers come to a game. Like,
well, he's a part owner, so
you know what I'm saying?
He goes to a lot of their games.
So it just kind of sucks though. Like, if your city ain't popping off like that, I mean, you don't really have nothing to offer other than money. But
I will say this, though, having a superstar like Giannis does make it more. You're like, oh, I get to go play with.
I mean, it could make it a little more appealing.
Well, and that's what I'm saying about Aaron Rodgers though. Is like, oh, I get to go play with Aaron Rodgers. Like, oh, bet, bro. Like, I'll go out there. And then you're like, hey, man, even if it's like 3 years or something, like, no big deal. Like, just go somewhere else.
You know why players don't think about that, though? Because I feel like players are more about the money than they are about winning. And that's where it gets confusing, bro. I think that's a case-by-case basis.
But, hey, man, get your bread, right?
I mean, so...
Get your bread, right?
So give me a case where you feel like I'm off. Like, name me somebody who
I think a lot of players would be willing to take less to play with LeBron James.
But they don't. And they didn't. Nobody went to Cleveland. Nobody went to Cleveland.
But,
nobody.
Cleveland is kind of a lost
Kevin
cause,
Love. That's it. Who else really went to Cleveland, bro, that was sick as fuck on where they were at, then came LeBron and played just as good? No one. Kyrie was already there. He got drafted.
You're right.
Kevin Love, that's it. Nobody went to play with LeBron. And now LeBron moves,
but
right?
But now everyone wants to play LeBron.
Right. Now LeBron, because he moved. He goes to Miami. You go from Cleveland.
And he's in L.A.
You go from Cleveland, right? Where they ain't shit. Right. And then you go to Miami. Right. Bro, all them beaches, all them bitches. Might be right. Man, I'm signing this contract. Shit, you give me that $1 million.
We got honeys. We got the ocean.
Dog.
We got LeBron.
Dog.
What the fuck are we talking about right now? Right.
And then he goes to LA. Man,
bro, we're gonna be winning and fucking. Like, what's up?
Pay me $10 a game. Pay me $10 a game.
You're like, I'm already rich. I don't give a fuck.
Who cares, dude? You know. But it's like the city, because it's like outside of practice and all that bullshit we do every day. What can we do outside of that? You want a fun factor. I mean, if some shit ain't fun, like, what the fuck can you do other than practice then go home?
I get it.
And then have more fun in your house than you do going out.
Maybe it's just me. I like hanging out at the house.
I'm going to be honest, dude.
But I've also never been rich. So maybe having millions of dollars, life is a little bit different. Maybe you don't want to be home so much.
Bro, I would tell you, okay, let me ask you a question.
Like, if I didn't have to worry about money and I could just go out and buy $600 worth of shots for everybody in the club, I might want to do that, man, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so no Packers bias in this.
Okay. I remove my bias most of the time.
Would you rather play for Milwaukee or play for Miami? No bias, and we're not talking about the players. We're just talking about the city.
Right. Well, I was going to say there's variables to that.
Talking about the city.
What's my motivation?
The city.
Ultimately, like, if I'm a pro player, I want to at least win a championship.
Okay,
right?
so this is my question.
So, like, which two spots was more opportunity?
So that's a great question. You have Giannis, and then you have Butler. Who you picking?
With no changes?
With no changes,
Miami.
how it is now.
Right. That's not because of the city, though. They have a better roster.
But the question, my question, though, is based off the city because both those teams are equally talented on.
I disagree. I think the Heat's better.
Well, the Heat is kind of better, but Giannis makes Jimmy Butler and somebody else combined to be Giannis.
Yeah, I will say this.
You know what I'm saying? Like what?
I'll say this. If it's earlier in my career, I'd pick wherever I thought I had a better chance at winning a championship.
As a rookie, right? You just got to take
it.
Or
like
but
first couple of years.
When
well,
you
I'm
get
just saying. No. I'm saying like if I could choose though, earlier in my career, I'd pick like I want to win a championship. Like that's what we're there for. Like I don't bust my ass all the time to like not win rings. You know what I mean?
So you
like
would
I want to go somewhere where I can win
because you think they're the better team,
right? But later in my career.
It's more
I
the
think
lifestyle,
that plays a larger role. I think, yeah. Unless you've never won a ring before, then like some of those older guys, like like Dwight Howard, like he probably wants to win a ring. Like he wants to and that playing with LeBron is probably awesome.
That's why he was like, I guess I can go to Philadelphia now. I got my one.
Right. And Kyrie going to, I guess from that angle, Kyrie going to the Nets makes more sense.
I mean, but Philadelphia also isn't a bad city either. Like it's not LA level, but
it's also close to like New York and everywhere else.
You know what I'm
too.
saying?
Like you can still,
and that's why I think, bro, they base it off of just like the location, bro. No. They're not gonna, bro. Nobody's gonna go to Milwaukee. I'm telling you,
it's not much out there, man.
It's not shit to do.
I mean, Harden said he'd like to go out there.
No, Harden's just saying shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just trying to flex.
Harden is smart.
Yeah.
Harden will go to Philly or the Nets. He will not go to anywhere else, bro. He will not go nowhere else, bro. It's really about the city lifestyle, dog. Because think about it. You're a superstar. You can go to a team and make them good, but you still want the city life. You don't just want it to be all about. I mean, you do want it to be about winning the championship, right? But, I mean, think about it, bro. That's not all these players go to these teams for.
Right.
I mean,
get it.
You know? Yeah. So it makes it tough. Like I said, you picked Miami over Milwaukee. Even though you said the team's better, which they kind of are.
They are better.
It's definitely a huge difference. That's on like the cities.
It's better, and you live in Miami. Like, what the fuck?
So this is my question, right? This is how I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Would you pick LA or Miami? Like, I switched the teams. LA Lakers or Miami, or even LA Clippers or Miami.
Definitely not the Clippers.
Right. Right. It makes it a little tougher
LA.
because
I'd pick LA
because the city's better.
Only because of AD. I'm sorry, dude. I'm a competitive person.
But the city also plays a factor.
I would say I'd rather go to Miami than LA.
You've literally picked just the best cities. Every question I've asked.
No. Like for me, I'd rather go to Miami than LA.
If you had a chance right now to go play for both of them. Why?
Well, no. I mean, just city wise.
Oh,
I think LA's a better team. That's why, like, I would go there.
I think LA is a better city than Miami. I'm gonna be honest.
I just said that.
Right. So you'd only pick LA for the city, not for the talent.
No. I picked Miami for the city, not the talent.
But I think LA is a better city, though. To me.
Oh, well, right. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you pick Miami for their city, which is cool with the beach and all that.
Well, I like Florida. I've been to Florida a lot. Like I've been to Miami.
Them hurricanes and shit, though, bro. Yeah, that's too much.
But to be fair, I will say this: I've never been to the West Coast. I've only been all the way up and down the East Coast.
I've never been to the West Coast either.
Yeah,
I've only been like.
I will say this: I do like perspective, but I've been to Miami and I've been to Fort Lauderdale. Like I've been all up and down, bro. And like I've been to New York. I've been to DC. I've been to Maryland. Like
next year,
Maine.
Next year, let's go to the West Coast. Me and you, we'll take a trip.
I mean, if the funds are there, that would be awesome.
Okay, not early next year, like middle or
December.
in. No, middle or in. I'll make it happen.
If we could afford it, and
we can.
We
will be able to.
Well, I'm going to say this. I mean, by the time that we get to the points where the show's making enough money for us to just not work anymore, then
that's when you want to go. I'd rather go before because now we have to go. Because I've never been to Cali and I've wanted to go.
Well, we should go.
And I was supposed to go this past year, but
you get it.
Whatever the fuck.
I had to settle for Oklahoma.
I think that if we space it out enough, we can go and we'll see. I feel like LA is smacky as hell.
It'd be pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure.
Especially if I go with you, like you're down for some like
you already
shit, bro.
know, bro. We're gonna be in all.
You're gonna be taking me to all kinds of uncomfortable places, man.
No, you're gonna be very uncomfortable. Look, we'll just buy you some baggy clothes, get you some Timberlands. You'll fit right in.
Shit, dude.
You'll fit right in,
I'll
bro.
blend right in, bro.
You'll fit right.
Well, you've already said that you think my personality already fits in just right.
You'll fit in perfectly fine.
Hey, we've already talked about this. I'm like the number one wingman, bro. Like,
you'll fit in perfectly fine.
Hell yeah.
I'll be the wingman though.
No.
Oh, bro, you
no,
will get...
No.
No.
All right, let's move
player.
On. Last topic I have here for the NBA. It's not really anything we need. Well, we might talk about it. Paul George signed a 5-year max deal.
Oh, man. That was stupid.
I don't think is worth it.
That was stupid.
They didn't sign Kawhi yet, so, like, if Kawhi wants to, he could just leave next year.
That was stupid.
They gave him way too much money, right? It's like $105 million or some shit. I didn't even put the number. I just put, like, a 5-year max deal is what they gave him.
Oh, no, they gave him, like, the max.
Yeah, like the max.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for a 5-year deal.
Kawhi doesn't even have that.
Right.
So it kind of makes you start to think,
you're like, what's going on here? Right.
The fuck?
What?
The fuck?
So, do you have anything you want to say about that? I don't really have anything else to say. I just think it's
all
dumb.
I'm going to say it's a very dumb move on their part.
I agree.
They should not have paid him that much money.
Right. They could have just spread that money out on, like, the players that are already there and just extended Paul George for another, like, 1 or 2 years or something. You know what I mean?
That's why you see Montrezl Harrell going to the Lakers, like right across the street and different shit like that. Like that's why, like all this shit gets goofy like that. They paid him way too much money, bro. Like you still got to pay Kawhi at some point in time. Like not all. It just makes you feel like. Well, that's what
I'm saying. I'm like, are they going to
re-sign Kawhi? Is what it makes you feel like. After Kawhi does his 2, he gonna leave. Where's he gonna go? He better not go to the Lakers with AD because bitch, we already tried that. You better not bring your weak ass over there when LeBron retires.
I don't think he would.
LeBron only did a 2.
Miami.
LeBron did a 2. LeBron only did a 2. Anthony did a 5.
You think Kawhi and KD? I mean, and AD could link up? Holy shit!
People are thinking about all this shit, bro.
That would be insane.
Look, LeBron wants to play with his son. So that would ensure that he may not stay with the Lakers forever.
So what you're saying is like wherever his son signs, like he might just go
take
there.
A little minimum veteran deal because he's about to be 36.
Makes sense.
He already has hella bread.
That makes sense.
They just paid him like 2 years, $85 million or some goofy shit.
Next year, his son's like a senior, right?
Next year, his son's a junior.
Oh.
So he still has 2 years.
And 1 year in college, right?
And he signed 2 years with the Lakers.
They can't sign out of high school, right?
Nope, but they're trying to work on changing that rule back. So you got 2 years, right? It is possible that we may see the rule flip back and then he can't come out of high school.
Well, even then, if he could just make it one more year, he could still play with his son.
You feel me? So he signed 2 years, right? His son's a sophomore. That would make sense, right? His son's a senior and graduates.
But he signed that last year, though, right?
So he just signed that. He just signed that
he re-signed
2 weeks ago or a month ago.
Oh, okay.
He just re-signed
so
for 2 more years.
Oh yeah, 2 year max.
But he
we
got
talked about
85.
it. I'm fucking stupid.
Right.
Yeah,
you're right. 85 or 80 million for it.
It was like 85 million.
He's still getting like the max for what you can get for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah. So 2 years, his son graduates. Hopefully by then, right? Maybe they push enough where they change the rule that they can come out of high school again.
Even then, it's still just one more year.
And wherever his son gets drafted to, he just goes and takes a minimum of a veteran minimum because rookie contracts, right, are like 2, 3, 4 years maybe, depending, and they don't make shit. So LeBron could just do his 2 years and then go sign a veteran minimum and just stay with whoever team it is and keep signing the veteran minimums because who's gonna say, LeBron, you can't play here? I'm sorry, what? If he's gonna sign a veteran minimum, anybody would take LeBron, bro, for a veteran minimum. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If
LeBron and his son play together
on the same court, bro, never seen.
Never
seen.
It'll probably never happen again, too.
Never ever, unless you have a kid. When you hella young and then that, no way.
Like the year you enter the league or some shit. Which is almost what he did, basically.
Right. It'll be impossible, bro. It's going to be impossible, bro.
Do you think...
Holy shit.
Do you think that could affect his son's draft stock?
Nope.
Because they're like, hey, if we draft his son, like we're getting LeBron.
Oh, right,
so,
right.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it affects it, though, because I feel like when he graduates, he'll be number one anyway.
No matter what.
Right.